I'm here at Indus Valley Ayurvedic Center in Mysore, and I have the opportunity to have a short talk with Dr. Belaku about, of course, what Ayurveda. And here we go. So, to begin
Yes.
with, um, since how long you have been?
I'm here in this place since 2011.
2011, and you have been practicing Ayurveda since
Since 2002?
2002. So it's
Yes.
almost now 17 years.
17
Okay.
years.
And do you meet a lot of stressful people?
Yes, stress is a part of everyday's life, everybody's life. So it's one of the common condition that I come across with.
Common condition. Yeah, this is the thing actually what I would like to talk to you. The subject what I think I would like to know a lot about is how do a modern person who's bombarded with stress in a 9 to 5 job, kids, family, traveling, irregular sleeping habit, food habit, how can they incorporate Ayurveda? And especially if you can talk about like Ayurvedic lifestyle or
So basically, Ayurveda is a guiding principle to our life. So that is what Ayurveda says. It is like the principle or the knowledge about life is Ayurveda. It goes with the two terminologies, Ayur and Veda, which is Ayu is life, Veda is the knowledge. So that which imparts the information about life is Ayurveda. And the main objective of Ayurveda is to preserve and promote the positive health. So that is where we are looking at the lifestyle. And the secondary objective of Ayurveda is the curative part. So since the basic criteria of Ayurveda is to preserve and promote the positive health, having a proper lifestyle has a first description in Ayurveda.
so
So
it's
it
more of a
says
maintenance than
maintenance and
curative.
perfect. Yes, correct.
Okay, good.
So it describes about what time we need to wake up, what are the food habits that we need to follow, what time we should go to bed, how our exercise regime has to be. And this has to be changed as per the season so that we maintain the harmony with the nature and the body's equilibrium is achieved.
Um, Considering like I'm coming from Romania and where we have approximately on and off 6 months of winter, cold weather. What kind of lifestyle advices will you like to give?
So when it is winter, we understand that we need to keep ourselves warm. So starting with the food habits, try to keep your food as much as warm as possible. Try to avoid anything that is cold in nature. So salads, depending on how your schedule is, try to reduce the salads in your food during the winter. Go in for the warm food, warm water to drink, and a little heavier food with little heavy spices, so that we need to keep our digestion good when it is the cold seasons.
There is a culture that is developing a lot in Romania, I noticed, where people are going vegan, and this idea of raw vegan is very prominent. So they're saying if you really want to improve your health, you have to eat raw food. What is the Ayurvedic perspective to it?
Raw food is advised when the digestion is good. When there is problems with digestion, the raw food needs to be avoided. So there is no restriction in taking the raw food if your digestion is good. But again, getting into the vegan diet, like Ayurveda doesn't say go vegan. Vegan thing is that is coming up is recently. What I feel is it is because of the nature of the milk that they have been getting. So we need to make sure that the milk that we get is hormone free milk, because now in the farms the cows or like the milk yielding animals are hormone fed, and this in fact causes an impact on the human body. So this is why the vegan diet got its existence. Otherwise I don't believe in veganism.
My personal observation is people swings from an extreme meat eater to an extreme raw food diet,
Yes,
and
yes.
they keep on swinging. And there's a this concept that especially happens around Easter and Christmas. People want to get rid of some extra kilos or the
Calories.
right before the summer to fit in into some
Correct.
old jeans and swimming costume, and they say, okay, now for the next 2 months I'm gonna be raw
This
vegan or the vegan. So what would
this
be
is
your
not a good concept. Have a balanced diet all round depending on the seasons, as you mentioned. Getting into these extreme things is not at all advised in Ayurveda.
right?
Yeah, because it is an impact to the digestive system. The body finds it difficult to understand. Like the body, the food is very much dependent on the region.
Right.
So as per the season, the regional food has to be adopted. This is a fancy that we are coming up, as you said, like they want to get into their clothes or they want to lose couple of weights, and this is a burden on the digestive system. So it is winter and the body needs something warm, and you're going into a raw food which is cold, which is not advisable for the body. So that's where the digestive issue starts. So have your diet specific for the season, specific for the region, and everything would fall in place if all round the year the principles of Ayurveda are taken.
So that's a good thing. Season, region,
The constitution of
the
the person.
constitution of the body.
Yes.
There's one more thing I have noticed. A lot of people are not very clear about the idea how to really identify whether their digestion is low or digestion is metabolism is not that good, because they consider like, it is normal to have, the white coating on the tongue is considered as normal. They find it to feel bloated couple of times per week is normal. They feel having irregular toilet habit is normal. Is there any guideline that you can share which can, help a normal person to check that if these things are there on a regular basis, I know that I'm healthy?
Okay. A clear tongue is an indicator of a good digestion. Feeling light after the meal is a sign of good digestion. Evacuation at the proper time, everyday evacuation, the fixed time, no bloating, no flatulence, no burps. Feeling good and light in the body is a sign of digestion, a proper digestion. And when there is proper digestion, we make sure that the food habits are right. So, yes.
I think a lot of our food habits are extremely heavy. So at least in Romania, there's a pretty common habit after the meal you take a coffee to keep you up and awake, and also to that initiates or helps in the digestion process. So that's what they do, and there's quite a huge amount of meat consumption. While choosing the meat, is Ayurveda gives any advices?
Choose the meat which is easier for digestion, or if you're choosing a heavy meal, cook it in a way that it is easier for digestion.
That
Because
should mean what?
regional food, like the cold temperature, the person is habituated to a certain kind of meat. So there's no harm in a person taking the same meat, but cook it in a way that the body can accept it in a right way.
As in grilled, or
Grilled is more preferable.
grilled is more
Grilled
preferable,
is more
rather
preferable.
than making like something like a curry.
Yes. Curry, when you're making it a curry, make sure that the curry ingredients are making the meat easy for digestion. The curry should not add on to the meat.
Can
So
you
the
give an
curry
example?
should not be stuffed with cashew nuts or anything that is heavy for digestion, which is making the meat also heavy for digestion. So as such, when you have a thick gravy with all the rich ingredients and then have a thick meat or a heavy meat, as such the whole preparation gets heavy. So rather make the curry which is easily digestible by adding more spices to it and less heavy ingredients, less of cream and less of cashew nuts, so that the curry base is lighter, and that is making the meat also lighter for digestion.
Right.
So that way even the heavy meat can get converted into a better digestive food.
What kind of condiments will you suggest to have more when the temperature is cold?
Peppers, pepper I mean is the black pepper,
Black pepper.
ginger, garlic, cinnamon, cardamom, cloves.
Recently, I heard some spiritual master talking about that you should stay away from garlic as much as possible, as it makes
Yes,
you more.
that's more with the mind
Okay.
and with the yoga, but Ayurveda believes that garlic is something which is a very good digestive, and it makes the digestive system work well during winter and when it is having a heavy food.
Okay, that's fine. That's interesting. Um, if I'm thinking at the Romanian community or European community, a lot of people has the main problems would be obesity, cardiovascular disorder, insomnia. What will you suggest for a person suffering from obesity? What kind of advices will you give?
It's more like the lifestyle correction. So we need to get into what their food habits are, what their nature of work is, and then the appropriate advices with the for the changes in their lifestyle.
and also to check the constitution, I believe.
Definitely.
That
The
should happen.
lifestyle, yes. And so that becomes the priority to get to know what their constitution is, and then the lifestyle advices are given.
Right. And what about for people suffering from cardiovascular disorders?
We need to know what the cardiovascular problem is and then accordingly come up with the solutions. So whether he's an hypertensive or whether he has any block in the system, what exactly the problem is, and try to figure out the treatments for it.
Fantastic.
But
Insomnia, is Ayurveda gives any trick, any magic tool to deal with insomnia?
oil applications, the self massages, the feet massages at night, putting oil on the head every day, having a glass of warm milk with little turmeric and pepper.
Turmeric and pepper.
Pepper to the warm milk at night. This is
Okay.
something to rejuvenate the body and prepare it to sleep better. And again, the sleep time is what is important. So we consider the day and the night to be divided into 3 phases, and with the predominance of Vata, Pitta and Kapha at the certain period of the day and the night. So we generally say the part of the night where kapha is predominant, that's when we need to go to bed.
Yeah,
So
that
the
would be.
sleep is more sound, more relaxed, and we wake up feeling fresh.
And I remember you were mentioning me, so it would be better to go to sleep before 11 p.m.
Before 11 p.m. Yes.
Is something like the somebody is waking up much in the later part of the day, the kapha gets again aggravated or something?
Correct, correct. So the person is supposed to wake up at the last part of the night, which is just before the sunrise, because that's when the vata is high in the atmosphere, and the same with us. So when we wake up at the vata time, the ability to perform is more. So that is considered as Brahmi Muhurta and very ideal to preserve or promote the health. So after the sun rises, the kapha kala starts. So if one awakes at the kapha kala, the body becomes sluggish because of the predominance of kapha.
Yeah, I think this is a fantastic tip, because we have this habit of snoozing our phone or alarm, and that's like we wake
Yes.
up pretty fresh at 5 in the morning, and then it's like, oh, let me sleep for a few more minutes, and then
We wake up tired.
we wake up very exhausted.
Yes.
Right. Um, we are just finishing our stay here in IVAC, and it was really a fantastic stay, personally for me and also for the group.
Thank you.
Will you tell me how a person
Mhm.
who are into this very intense life of corporate life and busy life, when they're coming here just for a period of 10 days or 14 days, what kind of benefits can they expect? What can happen in this time
Basically,
phase?
they start learning to relax, and they start learning to be observant about the body, be cautious on what they are doing during the day. So they start eating their meal at the right time, they start sleeping at the right time. Their whole life or the whole day schedule changes. So that is what they have to incorporate when they go home, because this is more important in their like busy time, to follow the sleep habits, to follow the food pattern, to maintain the positive health and be stress free.
The question I would like to ask, and that this will be the last question, if you can give few tips for people from Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, or the different constitution, or in general person, what they can imbibe in their day-to-day life from Ayurvedic perspective.
Okay. Try to relax, try to stick on to the food habits as per the seasons, eat what is good to the system, have some exercises, sleep early, wake up early, no day sleep, incorporate yoga, pranayama, and meditation as a part of everyday routine.
Fantastic. Now, when you say eat what is fresh, we
What
buy food from supermarket, which is coming
mm,
from a cold storage, and the food which is coming from the cold storage are pretty hard to identify what is fresh. How
uh,
you define a fresh food?
freshly cooked food.
Freshly cooked food.
Freshly cooked food.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because we don't believe in reheating or refrigerating the cooked food. So
Okay. So this is
eating,
this is an important thing. So no reheating and no
no
refrigeration of the food.
refrigeration.
Hmm.
Yes.
And what's the opinion about Ayurveda to the foods that are cold cuts, like salami and all this meat that they preserve and they're cold and they cut
They are not healthy.
They are not healthy.
They are not healthy because the food has a shelf life. And we believe that we need to eat our food in a way that we are offering the food to our God in us.
Correct.
So if we have the cut food, or like as you said, the preserved food, it is a food which is nutritious but there's no life in it.
Yeah.
So
I would say like it has some calorie, but it doesn't have any prana or chi in it.
correct,
Right.
that's what.
Right. So that I guess that would be all. It was pretty short,
Yes.
crisp talk with you, and
Thank you.
looking forward to see you again sometime very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.